Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to speak on the sustainable harnessing and advancement of nuclear energy of transforming India bill, sir. Sir, I would like to quote Dr. Homi Bhabha. No power is costlier than no power. So I appreciate the efforts of the Honourable Minister to bring in this bill today, because I think we all need to evolve with time, change with time, policies have to change with time. But I'm not sure whether the approach of this bill is what we expected from this government. Well, like my learned friend Manish Tiwari said, I would like today, when we are talking about nuclear energy, the forefathers who have really contributed in the last 7-8 decades of India's growth story, starting from Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji, who actually sowed the seed of this new India that we all live in today. Dr. Homi Bhabha, Vikram Sarabhai, Dr. Manmohan Singh ji, and I wish my learned friend Krishna Teni ji, in his speech, he talked about the thorium changes that he wants. Yes, this government has contributed, but there are thousands and thousands of scientists, and I would like to put it on record, it was Dr. Anil Kakodkar who actually thought of moving from uranium to thorium. He is one of the tallest leaders as a scientist in India who has first thought of this idea, and now the government is taking it forward. I appreciate the efforts, but I think we must put it on record that yes, the government does it, but the real man behind this entire technology change is Dr. Anil Kakodkar. Sir, and now something else that India should be very proud of, and I'd like to put it on record, that recently in October, Professor Sunil Gupta was elected the President of International Union of Pure and Applied Physics during the 33rd Assembly held in China for a 3-year term, where this was the only job in the last 70 years which Dr. Homi Bhabha got it, and this is the first time that we should all be proud that Professor Sunil Gupta, a proud Indian today, leads the global change in this nuclear power. So it's something very big for India, I think. In the Atomic Energy Act 1962 and the Civil Liability Nuclear Damage Act 2020, the amendment that has been proposed by this government. So I want to ask two questions to the Honourable Minister, since he's here, and my learned friend Shashank ji is also here, who is very, very good technically. I would like to seek two clarifications from him about this bill. In his speech, he said that he doesn't want monopolies. So I like that thought, that there should be no monopoly. But I would with full humility say, who is this monopoly you're talking about? It's the nuclear power, the NPCLI, which is the Nuclear Power Corporation of India, who had a monopoly, which is one of our PSUs, which has always been in profit. You want Indigo to have a monopoly and hold this country for ransom, but for a PSU like Nuclear Corporation of India, there is no sympathy in this government. The government must clarify when your lead speaker says that, oh, we don't want monopolies. So when it's private, I'm not against privatization at all. Let me put it on the record. We are a very modern party. Mr. Pawar has always talked about liberalization. So let me put it on record. But please do not hold up PSUs who have built this nation and say they are monopolies. They are not the monopolies. It's the oligarchs who are the monopolies, not the government of India in the last 70 years who's been a monopoly. Another thing that he mentioned, which is very important, we need to put it on record, since you want private players to invest in this company, it's very important to clarify. He said R&D will remain with government. Will R&D only remain with government? That needs to be clarified, because it came from the Treasury bench that R&D will remain. So I seek a clarification from the Honourable Minister that it's very important that when a Treasury bench says that it will remain, it's very, very alarming to hear that. The other few issues which need to know that NPCIL, the Nuclear Power Corporation of India, has done outstanding work in this country. They started the fleet mode. We've had amazing reactors that this government has built over the last 7 decades. So every government has contributed to this growth story of nuclear power. But I would like to ask, what is the future that the government plans? Because Dr. Kakodkar proposed uranium to thorium. Mr. From Chandrababuji's party, he was talking about uranium to thorium. I appreciate what you said, sir. But what is the plan this government has specifically made? Because this whole fuel price, why are we looking for this energy mix to bring the cost down? Now, we have a lot of thorium in this country. And one biggest asset that the thorium has is it is proliferation resistant. So if it is resistant, then are we going to promote it is a clarification, because all the people who you want to invest, we need to know, because he was talking about only American corporations when he was taking names. I mean, I'm a little worried after hearing that. I'm not against any country. Anybody who invests for the growth of India, we must, with changing times, the world has become flat, sir. So I would like to say that all those American corporations' names were quoted. So I'm little scared and worried that Professor Roy said maybe Indians are going to benefit, but after hearing an ally speech was only Americans benefited. I don't mind as long as Indians are benefited, but I hope India benefits. We don't mind foreign companies benefiting, but we must be very clear about that. So another case is, I would like to highlight, sir, 2-3 very small points. I would like to clarify, because Jaitapur is in my, you spoke about Tamil Nadu, the growth in, we should compliment the Tamil Nadu government for all the work they have done in nuclear with the government of India. But Jaitapur is a project which came in my state, sir. Jaitapur is a project which, Jaitapur nuclear power project, which still, you have also been in power, we've started it. But in the last 11 years, somehow this government has not been able to take it forward. So when you're looking at growth story, what about Jaitapur and how are you going to do it? So talking about OPIS, I would like to give one small point, since I will just make two very short, I won't repeat any other point. Sir, when you talked about the right to recourse, about suppliers' accountability, I would like to say the supplier liability. I'm not, the supplier is as guilty if there is a crisis. It cannot be a supplier immunity. And I would like to quote Sushma ji and Arun ji. With great respect, I would like to quote Arun ji's statement. Well, he had also said the same thing, so I want to remind this government about what Sushma ji and Arun ji said. It was in 2010. He was the LOP in Rajya Sabha, and Arun ji had said that in the Supplier Immunity Act, he fought to remove the word and to ensure suppliers cannot escape the law. Okay. My point is, the supplier has to be liable, so it is supplier liability. There cannot be supplier immunity. So much material goes into this. So please don't do it for us, but at least do it for what this party stands for, because your tallest leaders have been Sushma ji and Arun ji, who have actually brought you to power. So please don't pack that. One last two small points are this capping of financial liability of operators. How can you put a cap of 3,000? It is 3,000 crores, sir. It's a request to you, because I don't want anything to happen, but if anything happens, how will you cap it at 3,000 crores? I think that's how will you calculate it at 3,000 crores? How have you come to this magic number is my question to the Honorable Minister. Talking about the autonomy of the regulator has to be very, very strong. You are bringing in safety measures. And please, I will talk about two very small points which nobody else has made, sir, just very small. Now, decommissioning liability. These are very two small points nobody else has said, sir. Decommissioning of liabilities. I hope every investor comes and does well in this country. But if we ever have to decommission a plant, sir, what is the safety that you have put into this bill? Because if a private player comes, when NPCIL does decommissioning, they do an extraordinarily good job. What is the guarantee that a private player will be as careful? Because the toxic cleanup is very, very critical. And sir, in RTI, last 30 seconds, sir, in RTI, concerns regarding transparency in the bill, clause 39, does not allow RTI questions in this bill partially. I understand. If it is of national security, please don't reply to us. But if there are private players, where is the question of national security? So this RTI point, sir, we have a right to information. You say that it's a transparent and open government. So what is there to hide in this government? आप जवाब दे सकते हैं ना, खोल के जवाब दीजिए, आपका छुपाने के लिए कुछ नहीं. So I request this government that whatever you are bringing in, please, I consider it's a very important bill. I understand it's in the interest of larger interest of India. I recommend that please send it to the JPC. Let's deliberate more, think about it, and bring in a strong bill in a time-bound manner. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Arvind Sawanji.